Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jarek Bryan Show. My name is Jarek, and on today's show, guys, we have an amazing guest on. We have Khal from the Space Apes Society. Khal, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, brother, man. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, man. It's great that you guys are on. You guys kind of came out of nowhere, man. The Space Apes Society, and man, you are taking this space by storm, man. So I want to start off with before we get into Space Apes, I actually want to start off with exactly like how did you get into like Web3 and like what's kind of been your journey into Web3?
My journey started, I'd say, early 2021. That's where I started with crypto. I understood crypto a little bit earlier than that. Say maybe I can remember Fred were telling me about it around like 2018. But it wasn't something that was had so much good feedback. There was a lot of negative feedback in terms of what you read when you kind of typed in Bitcoin was who was the money being taken from somebody's account and X, Y, and Z. But then I got my teeth into it in 2021. The first thing I got my teeth into was, like you say, the crypto side of the crypto element. Understanding tokenomics, understanding what Bitcoin stands for, Ethereum. And then, kind of like I'd say late 2021, it's where I kind of started looking into NFTs and really kind of taken on that whole journey. And like I said, for myself, as a person that's been an artist prior, worked, been told in my life that art is not going to pay for your living. You're not going to be able to sustain a life on it. So it's brought me kind of like full circle back around to what my roots are and what I've enjoyed the most. But yeah, so that's where my kind of journey starts. It started 2021 early, was like I say, part of the bull run. I saw the highs and lows, and I guess I found my feet in NFTs and where I want to be as an individual.
And that's great. But throughout your kind of like history and everything like that, how did you get into the Space Apes?
Oh, so this is it's a I guess it's a big story. It's a story the way that I want to kind of look at what I liked in terms of my I guess my niches and what I like and things that I've kind of had in my history or things that I've kind of followed my upbringing. So the collection initially started with the idea because I'm a big sci-fi fan. So I
Hmm.
thought I need to go down a route that I kind of like resonates with myself first. And like I say, I love all my sci-fi movies. I'm a big Trekkie fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So a lot of my kind of references for my collection comes through on my what do you call it initial collection. But the idea of the whole space ape came from the idea that I initially wanted to do something a little bit more different. I was going down the route of something like I was really into Mandalorians at the time. And I just thought there's going to be a market for it, but found that there isn't going to be a market for something like that. What I learned from that experience was, you've got to kind of also look at what is your demographic and who are you trying to kind of pitch your work to. And quickly kind of realized that apes it's a kind of cult. It's a big following. People relate to it, obviously, like say with the board at Yacht Club. A lot of people take inspiration from those collections, and I guess I took my inspiration from there as well. Like we highlighted an ape figure, but we wanted to kind of make it different. The one thing that people always say to us, why does it always look to the left? Because that's my two fingers up to society and being having to go with the norm because everybody looks at the right. I want it to be different. It makes me look different. It makes me want to. I've always been the guy that wants to be that little bit different. So that's why all my figures will always look to the left rather than the right. But yeah, it's something that everyone always asks me. You'd be so much more commercial being on the right, but it's just not who I am. I'm not the commercial person. I'm more gotta be to my kind of core of who I am. But yeah, that's how the collection kind of came about. Um, the idea of the collection was the initial collection was all about, I guess, the journey of my life. Every one of one in my collection, all the traits. they have a resemblance to how my life has been shaped. I've got like references to like WCW. I've got a Hulk Hogan reference. My favorite wrestler. It's a time that reminds me of time I spent with my father when I was young. So a lot of my cowboy figures. It's another reference that my father loves cowboy movies. Some of that I got brought up on when I was young, all westerns. So I've got a lot of different references which kind of tailor like any point in my journey of my life, growing up through my younger years to my teens, my rebel years, and it's kind of I guess it's an evidence of my journey of me as an individual, and my personality comes through in that collection.
It's great, and I love the fact that each one of the actually I even love it more that you actually have a story with each and every single one. It's not something you just generated. So I love the fact that you guys have that, but also too, it's Space Ape Society. Like exactly, like what are you guys? 'Cause you guys came to me because like I try to cover as many projects as possible, but you guys came out of pretty much nowhere, man. Like, what are you guys?
Yeah, so we were initially. So we've been doing the rounds. We've been working. We've been like I said, the inception of the collection came November 2021. First collection was launched in June of 2022, and ever since then we've been building. Initially, we started off on Terra Luna. That was our kind of platform that we were going to be hosting on, launching our first collection. As you know, that the Terra Luna collapsed, the death spiral happened, and we had to pivot to a new platform. And the whole story behind that was, I remember it was May. We were looking good. It was my birthday time, and my wife took me out to Spain for the week. And we were just getting everything ready. Everything was looking right. The platform, everyone we spoke to, the whitelist, everything was on point. I was working still at the time. I see a message on my phone on the 12th. I need to see my boss is calling me to speak to me. She tells me that been made redundant, so I lost my job on my birthday, and then the following days I find out the Terra Luna collapse. So everything happened at once, and I guess my wife was like my bright spark at the time, and I always talk about bright sparks a lot. And she said, "Look, put your full focus into what you want to do, and this is what I want to do." She saw how much more I was kind of like um, excited, and she saw it in the way I was, my personality, and she goes, "Go for it." So that's my starting journey through into doing this collection full time. Like I said, we were going to launch on Terra Luna. That happened with the Death Spiral. And then we pivoted to Cosmos. Stargaze launched on the 27th. Again, we had to remarket all our products, get everyone hyped up. I guess it was similar to this. We came like a whirlwind, like a tornado. Everyone enjoyed what they were seeing in terms of the art style, the references. We launched on the 27th of June. And we minted that in the first 2 hours. It was a big collection for a small chain in Stargaze. It was a 4,269 piece collection. We minted that in about 2.5 hours, which I wasn't ready for. We had a kind of understanding that probably a slow mint, about a week, because we came over very late. We did marketing like I think about in a week or 2 weeks. But ever since then, it's just been a progression, looking forward, building relationships on Stargaze. We've got such amazing friends over there, like EJ from Space Kellys. He was the one that came over after me. I bred him into the Stargaze community, and so many others in terms of like Rebels, the Doghouse, so many good projects over on Stargaze that we became, I guess, a place where everyone came initially to kind of get support from and build a platform. And since then, we've done 3 different collections over on Stargaze. We did the first one, which was our OGs. The second one, which was our mutant. It was a mutation, which was coinciding with the collection one because we want to reduce the original collection size. We want to bring it down to around 2,500, make it manageable. We wanted to make sure we keep the rarity with the collection. We did something called a swap shop where you were able to send in two of your non-desirable NFTs to get a more desirable one from the swap shop. Second process we did, and this was all with limitations with Stargaze at the time, with Stargaze smart contract, where we couldn't go around the smart contract. We had to build some other features to kind of navigate and do things what weren't accessible at the time. And then secondly, we did our serums, where you bought a serum, you sent the serum and your OG to the science labs, and the lab sent you a mutant back. On the back of the mutants, you got a double. Excuse me, sorry. You got a double utility. You got an airdrop of our third collection, which was the humans, and you'd get an airdrop of the final collection, which was our 3D apes, which is still to come in the future. Since then, we've also done a couple of big highlights. We managed to get an airdrop for our community and rewards from Territory, where we got 350,000 in USD for our holders as an airdrop token. We've also done our charity, where we've used our platform to give back to communities. We worked closely with Angel Alliance. The guys over there have been amazing with us. We've given them almost over 15,000 in USDC, and that's going to 3 separate charities. One is the Yamba Hearts, the second is Yalabo, and the third is one that's close to one of our councilmen in Tiz, and that is the Liberated Youth. But those are 3 that we support. 2 of them are third world project. One is a project that's based in America that helps young juvenile kids that are gang affiliated.
That's amazing, and I want to get into all that here too. But I actually want to kind of rewind, right, and kind of go back to that Terra Luna crash. And not a lot of people kind of get how like devastating that was. Can you like kind of, because like EJ from Spacegate, I actually interviewed him, and he talked about that was a very trying time too as well. Can you actually like talk about like how? I just kind of want it, because this is going to be kind of when people are going to kind of come back and look at these videos. People are new getting into crypto. I want people to don't want people to forget that how bad that Terra Luna crash was. It was really really bad in our space. So can you describe exactly like how how it was for you? How did you go through that, and how did you kind of persevere through that time?
I guess first things first is I'm a person that's built with thick skin. I've had so much trials and tribulations in my life that I've always been told you take things on the chin and you look up and you carry on moving forward. But saying that, being part of a ecosystem which was flourishing at the time, we were talking tokens were running, like Terra Luna token was, I think, almost like upwards of 100 USD.
Mm-hmm.
And then to have a death spiral within like 36 to 48 hours was, I guess it was unfathomable. It's not something you can really comprehend with the size of the blockchain and the amount, I guess for me it was more how strong that community was over there. And for me, it was, I guess, more of a shock to the system. You couldn't really, initially, you heard the initial murmurs, you didn't think much of it, but when it all came to fruition, it was, I guess, like I say, a shock to the system. But I guess as a team, what we did is, instead of looking as an individual, we looked at it as a team. What's the best thing that we do? We need to be proactive. We looked at a lot of the other communities out there, and a lot of people weren't making their decision. What we did is we put our decision out to our community and asked them where would they want to pivot. And initially, the community pivoted to Solana. That was where the community wanted us to go. We went over there for, I think, about a week, and I just felt, as a team, we all made a decision that this community at this moment isn't giving us the same Terra Luna vibes. So we kind of pivoted and said, look, we're going to make a decision as a higher team that we're going to say we're going to move to Cosmos, because we felt like a lot of our ex-community were kind of moving over to Cosmos. We were getting a lot of good vibes from people speaking to them. So we kind of moved over there. But yeah, overall sentiment for me was, like I say, we couldn't really, because we had our marketplace sorted, we had our whitelist. I think we had that initial collection. We had almost like 3,000 on whitelist, which was like a certain mint out at that point. Um, to have everything ready by, like, say, by May, with our platform, with our marketplace, plain sailing, then to have everything come at once. It's a bit of a story of my life. Like, I always think of the worst than for the best to happen. And I always thought of like what could happen with this collection, and how would it be perceived. But I never expected the whole chain to go down, which was kind of, I guess, one of the biggest factors. But we, as a team, like you said, kind of focused our attention on our community, with a clear head, and made a decision, which has been beneficial all around for our holders and for our project.
Yeah, and like not a lot of people get that. That was Terra Luna was a thriving like ecosystem, like you said. It was up there, and kind of people kind of talk about like it was a very much so a thriving kind of like blockchain. I mean, some of the best developers were on that chain, and I can only imagine you guys having to see that chain just go down so quick, and it just speaks volumes to you guys, and like having to just get up. You took it on the chin and you still kept on building too as well. So hats off to you guys for that. And as far as the Space Ape Society and you guys pivoting over to Cosmos, like in a sense of you went from Cosmos. Like, why did you come on over here to Polygon? What was so appealing about Polygon that you guys decided to come over here?
Yeah, so Polygon is, if you speak to the rest of my team, it's always been the place that I wanted to be in the future. I saw Sandeep as a founder, as a forward-thinking founder, and especially with Polygon and their Web2 connections. Ideally, the big idea for us is that we want to be able to bring on board Web2 communities, and what better than to go for a platform that already kind of incentivize people bringing over Web2. They've got so many amazing partnerships already with Polygon, which we want to kind of tap into. And we thought, what, if there's already an avenue that there's Web2 coming through, like you say, you got your Nike, you got your Starbucks, and all of them that are already kind of integrated within Polygon. It gives us a better platform to kind of, when we do have those discussions with Web2 companies, how to onboard them or bring their users over. We've got even a bigger Reddit community now, which a lot of blockchains haven't got those kind of avenues, and we already see that as a plus point for us, especially if you're looking at where is Polygon going to be in 2024 and 2025. Where is Polygon going to be kind of sat in the bull run? And you really want to be sat amongst the best when it comes to NFTs. When the liquidity does come in, you've got to see what chain is going to come to first. So I guess we've looked at the long-term vision of Sandeep and Polygon, and where they want to be, and we felt like this is going to be the right place for our, I guess, the mainstay of our collection.
Polygon to me has been so friendly. A lot of the guys here, inspired me to start this channel. So like, I can't say enough good things about Polygon. But I also want to say that in this experience of Polygon, like you guys came in here, right? Pretty much, like kicked the door down, right? And you guys are here. Like, how has the experience been with like integrating with other communities? And then you guys are also, you guys have been so active in spaces lately. Like, how is that? How has the community been welcoming you as a whole?
The thing I could say is the people that are building in the bear are the people that are going to be here for the foreseeable. And the one thing I would always say is always build in the bear, because you build the strongest connections, you foster the right values, and then what will happen is those kind of, you can lean on them when it comes to like the bull market. People over at Polygon, I've got to give like special shout out to like Brandolph family. They were the first connections we made with the Chads, and it was through one of our councilmen, Ken. He's an ambassador for them over on the on the Chads. They were the first that kind of gave us that welcome feeling, and then after that you've got people like Big Nails, you've got Metaverse Johnny. All of them have been like welcoming, and then you've got people that were kind of native or people that were already over there, like the Ret Gang, in Zerka.
Hmm.
We've had a strong relationship with Zerka while we were on Stargaze, when they launched the collection on Juno. We even did we did an NFT after party in London with them guys, which will share probably more information on later. But yeah, it's been an amazing, I guess, um, journey coming over to Polygon. Everyone's been welcoming. I don't think there's a project out there that hasn't reached out, or I've managed to reach out to, and which I've not been able to contact the founder. Everyone seems, like you said, we're all in it together. There's a different mentality. It's all about inclusivity, making sure everyone succeeds, nobody falls on the wayside, giving everybody the right support. For example, if you needed something like dev wise, you've got somebody there to reach out to. If you need something for X, Y, and Z, there's already somebody kind of pointing you in that direction. And especially with EJ making the move first, because EJ was on Stargaze with us. He's one of our very, very close friends. We've been working together for the last 13 months, and he was the one that bridged over first, and then we followed in his footsteps. Really, kind of he let the light for us. He built relationships, and it made it easier for us to have those kind of relationships. Because initially, even projects now, it's all about what's the longevity of that project, what's the standing, are they going to be here, are they going to be a rogue, what is their kind of past accolades look like and achievements, are they a project that's got strong community and strong fundamentals. And I guess EJ kind of planted those roots for us. We came over, and he gave us the AOK, and everyone else has been, like you say, it's been smooth. It's not been so smooth sailing, but it's been smoother of late. Everybody's been super supportive. When you go onto the spaces, you get up and speak and really kind of deliver what you're trying to do in the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, EJ is a really smart guy, and interviewing him too, I felt like such a dummy, man. That guy is super smart and super knowledgeable when it comes to Web3. So hats off to EJ. And I kind of want to talk to you too about I mentioned that you're on Cosmos. You do have some collections in there, right? How is that all going to be kind of integrated here when you launch a collection on Polygon? Are they going to be kind of interconnected? Like, what's going to be or are there not? Or that's going to be just two separate things?
Well, I guess this all stems from the journey of being on Terra Luna. The idea is to be chain agnostic, and have avenues that if anything does happen again on another chain, we've got the ability to move our original collections. So what we did first is, before we moved over to Polygon, we bridged one of our mutant collections over because it's the smallest collection we have. And we wanted to test the bridge, make sure that everything works well. We've got it over on OpenSea, and potentially going to move them over to Magic Eden as well. So the idea was to get a bridge that works, to see where our old collections can move over. Once we had that bridge working, we've moved over almost 80 to 90% of that initial collection. We're just waiting for the remaining parts to be moved over, but we're looking to keep it agnostic in terms of chain wise. And we found that the people are not just looking at being chain maxes anymore. It's more about where can you bring your collection to bring you the best value. And I guess that's what I look at I'm a degen myself, so I'm always looking to flip. So I'm always looking at where's the best value for me as a holder, and not somebody that's kind of stuck to one chain. It's all about, you when you make a commitment with an NFT, you are either looking at two elements. One is how well is that project moving, and then how much more can I get for my NFT. And keeping agnostic to any chain means that you can really move it to where you see the best results for your NFT.
Yeah, and that's good too as well. I'm a firm believer in going cross chain and checking out each chain and just kind of making connections, right? Because this kind of tribalism that is in crypto is just something I'm just not really kind of down with. too. So I have friends on Cardano. I have friends on Arbitrum. I have friends on Polygon, Solana. Not so much Ethereum, but I'm gonna try to make some friends over there. But yeah, I totally agree with the cross chain initiative. But is there any kind of incentive for someone right now at the time of this record? Well, but I think I should be out by next week. By the time of this recording, is there any incentives to actually going over there and purchasing one of those collections on Cosmos?
Oh yeah, especially the mutants, the remaining ones that are left on the mutants. So anybody that bridges a mutant will get a 1-for-1 drop on the dead apes. And that's a guarantee. So if you bridge one of them over, if you bridge 5 mutants over on our poly bridge that we've got, you'll get 5 dead ape drops. And the second benefit to that is every mutant will be getting a 3D ape as well, which people have not seen yet because we've been working on that collection and the metaverse stuff for the last 9 months. So there's lots that we've been working on the back end that no one's seeing right now, that we'll probably potentially see in the future. And also, we do have an ordinal collection that we've been sat on for the last. I guess we minted it in May. It's a sub 1 million collection, so we've got a lot of things that we're just sitting on, waiting for the right times to kind of deliver them. And a lot of it is more community centric, where they'll be able to gain stuff by holding X, Y, and Z collections. But yeah, the benefit right now is if no one, we tell everyone, go and purchase a mutant of Stargaze, learn how to you get a Kepler wallet, very simple. Purchase some stars on Osmosis, buy yourself a mutant, and then bridge that over because you'll get 2 drops on top of just for holding 1 mutant, which is very lucrative in that way if you look at it, especially when you see what comes in the future.
Well, I'm going to do that. I'll tell you that right now. So I have that written down. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to make a note right here. Mutant apes. Sorry, I gotta put that in here. Yeah, because I'm a definitely, like I said, I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing and kind of the artwork, and also too, with this, you guys came in right. You guys were like very active in spaces and everything like that. And I want everybody to kind of like hear this. Like, what is this Make Me a Whale initiative?
Oh, so yeah, so this is another one that's one of our councilmen in Ken, that has come up with the idea. He had a bit of a kind of eureka moment. I remember him calling me on the phone. He was in his truck. He gave me a call. He goes, "Guy, Khal," he goes, we're gonna make a whale." And I was like, "What's make a whale?" Like, I love the idea already without even you giving me context. And he goes, "It's about really rewarding community members, people that are the bright sparks within Polygon." The idea is that we have four slots for the Make a Whale. Each whale will be receiving 50 NFTs from the Dead Apes. It's a free collection that we're putting out, and we thought, how can we bring back the fun factor to NFTs? We've had such a tough month of late. If people have seen the mints that we were expecting to mint out very quickly haven't moved as quick. We saw some unfortunate events recently. So we thought, what can we do to bring some kind of energy back where people can feel like they're getting something for nothing? And that's what we want to do with Make a Whale. Make a Whale is giving opportunities to people that write threads, to people that build engaging content like yourself, for people that kind of look at doing engaging tweets, building content, doing graphics, or even being a really cool community member, somebody that, it might not be yourself, but somebody that you see that's consistently in different servers, bringing a lot of energy. Those are the people that we want to reward. And we thought, we've got a free mint, we've got the ability, why don't we use it to maximize it? And that's what the whole idea of Make a Whale is. It's really giving 4 people, well, it's 3 people on one project, the opportunity to be a whale in our community. It's not going to be always the person with the deepest pocket. So it's going to be about, a lot of people would love to be in a whale status in a project. We want to give out the opportunity that to somebody that may not even have that opportunity to mint 50 NFTs at once. Give them that opportunity. And it's just going to be somewhat that'll be nice for our community. It's going to look nice on our platform when the mint goes live, because they're going to or the whales are going to be minting first, so people are going to see the whale mints go out first. But yeah, that's the I guess the fundamentals of Make a Whale. It's about rewarding our I guess rewarding the bright sparks of Polygon, and how better than give them a bunch of NFTs. And this is how one of my councilmen sees it: is it's 50 blank checks. It's up to you where you want to bring up a free floor price up to, and really kind of engage with the rest of the community. You can use them for engagement. You can give them to people. You can hold them. We just want to make sure that people have a lot of fun with this collection, and especially with the whale stuff. So the form, guys, it's in our Discord server. We will be putting a post out as well, a big thread on the whales. It's in our Discord. You just go in and ask for the whale form, and apply. It's very simple, but I guess it's just showing what kind of abilities you have or what you've already brought to Polygon, and what you could bring that same energy to start to TSAS.
Yeah, heard about an initiative. I thought it was a very unique initiative too, as well. And FYI, right, to being upfront, I did apply for it though. So hey, I mean, hey, hey, I'm gonna, what I mean. I like it. I like the artwork. What can I say? And I was like, huh. And I'm a holder too as well. So it's just I was like, man, I would just hold on to those things too as well. They go right in the ledger. But yeah, that's great. Anybody that wants to apply and check it out. And when is that going to be a closing, or when is that? When are you guys going to decide I guess you could say the winners for that?
We are thinking probably in the next 7 days we'll be announcing the winners. We want to give them enough time to kind of get aligned with when we go to mint, because we want all three in the community to mint all at the same time, and we want to see that number kind of be spinning real quick. So we'll probably be announcing 3 days before our mint. Excuse me. And I guess that leads on to our question. Well, yes, our mint's going to be on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And I can announce now it is with Magic Eden, so it'll be on the Magic Eden launchpad.
Oh, very nice, very very nice. No, that's great. I mean, this should be some like crazy kind of FOMO to this, man. Like I said, the artwork's really really cool, and I liked everything about it, and I liked y'all's logo, and I was like, man, this is really interesting. And you guys just, like I said, just kind of came out of like nowhere. But you had mentioned earlier, I kind of caught when you had said something just a little while ago that piqued my interest. Go ahead and talk. You said something about Metaverse. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so that's like you say, phase 4. It's the final part of TSAS. It's the rounding out of everything that we've been working towards. It's the journey. It's the story. TSAS is all about the space apes that are kind of traveling the galaxy, building societies where they go. And this is going to be our kind of metaverse. We've got a 3D collection that we've been working on for the last 8 months. The idea is that we want to achieve something that I don't know if it's been done at this present moment, where we want to attach our fully 3D asset rigs on the back of the NFTs. We're not saying our metaverse is going to be the one to rule all. There is going to be one in the future where everyone will congregate towards. I just want to be able to make sure that our NFTs are being playable in all types of metaverse. So it's not about you're limited to one. It's about being inclusive, so you can move around. And if you really like the 3D apes and you enjoy your avatar, why not go into a different metaverse and play over there with it? So we've got one that we're working on ours where there's going to be 2 elements. One's going to be a bit of a kind of like a hangout, the Discord away from Discord, a clubhouse. And the second element is going to be a P2P, where it's going to be like more of a battle royale where you get to beat each other up for like white lace, different kind of spots. It's not a play to earn. It's more you will be earning tokens, but it's more it's not going to be a token that's going to be on chain. It's more of a token from our store, where we'll be putting up like new skins, new garments, new headwear, so you can win whitelists. You'll be able to, I guess, more the fun side of the element instead of trying to say we're going to try to earn a token where you can gain a monetary value of it.
No, like I said, I like that. I like playing for whitelists, and I love all that. But also too, like you had mentioned too, that was in phase 4. So you know, what are the other phases too as well? Like, have you already completed phase 1 and 2, or like?
Yes, one and like say phase 1 and 2 was over on Stargaze. Phase 3 was a crossover between Stargaze and Polygon and the Dead Apes. This was the collection that inspired by from the drills. We're very close to them. We thought,
Mhm.
how can you endorse a community, and how do you kind of the idea of cross pollinating communities? We brought the Dead Apes, let people get in with a low barrier or a zero barrier of entry, and then really get to understand what TSAS as a community, as a project, as a vision of what we're about. And then phase 4 is where we bring the full circle to what we want to do in the future. Where does TSAS look like in 2024 and 2025? We've got a lot of big ideas, and then really kind of bringing in how do we then look at bringing in kind of like the Web 2 world. So we're looking at all different avenues, as many as we can. But like I say, the final kind of stages is to build the metaverse, make it accessible to as many people as possible, and really kind of build in that kind of meta direction.
How do you plan on incorporating Web 2? You had said that too as well. Like, what are some of the things you're thinking about doing
So
in the Web 2 world?
I've just been speaking to my previous college, my previous art college that I was at, and my previous lecturer at my university. I come from a creative background, but my degree was architecture. So instead of going the architectural route, I've kind of reached out to a lecturer that has part of the creative side of the art direction in my previous university. Right now is we are trying to plan seminars with the colleges and the universities. And in the UK, what I'm trying to do is trying to influence the young minds of today, which will potentially look at blockchain and NFTs in the future. And the idea is you can build and sustain a career in NFTs, and having different avenues for people that are very creative, but having to look at different routes because it's not accessible for them. So we're trying to set up seminars, lectures in these universities, in these colleges, and hopefully make it a staple with some of the, especially with my university, to add it into kind of something that they can think about as a future growth. And if I can do that with people that are coming out of university, give them a new platform to kind of, or a new avenue to look at, and hopefully onboard them through TSAS. Understand, you don't have to make an investment into TSAS or buy anything. Join the community, understand what we try and do, and then I guess get a feel for what NFTs stand for, and is there a place for you to be part of that overall kind of ecosystem.
No, that's great, and I like the fact that I think that projects and people are probably gonna get super tired of me, saying this on every different show. But like I said, I think projects that try to incorporate Web 2 are be the ones they're going to be kind of like the ones that still be here, are going to do the most. You're going to be the most successful in that aspect because you still need Web 2, right? We're still not completely there with adoption just yet. So I like the fact that you're doing that, something real world. But I do want to mention this though too. So you went from Terra Luna because of course it crashed. You went from Cosmos to Polygon. Is there maybe a down the line, or maybe sometime soon, you're thinking about going to another blockchain and kind of starting a collection, or are you kind of just focusing on just these two right here?
I think we are focusing on Stargate, Cosmos, and Polygon. We feel most comfortable. We can't say what's in our future. We just when we move to the metaverse direction, a lot of our focus is going to be just metaverse related, and really kind of double down. And like say the people that have already are holders of TSAS, they should be kind of getting the rewards for that. So Potentially, there may be an opportunity in the future where we look at, like you say, aggregating. We do believe there'll be an aggregator in the next couple of years. That it doesn't matter what chain you're on, all NFTs will be on one place.
Hmm.
Which that's what I've got an understanding and how I feel of aggregating all NFTs. But yeah, we don't know what holds the future for TSAS in terms of moving on another blockchain. But I do love Cardano. I do love Ethereum. I do love Nia. So there's, like I say, a lot of chains out there that we love, and I hold personally as a token. But we don't know what the development looks like at this present moment. We just know where we want to be directing our energy right now and how we can move forward.
Yeah, I love Cardano. Cardano was originally where I started, right? I mean, I still actually I cover a Cardano project later on this month though too. But that's great. I like the fact that you're kind of just you're going to be kind of hanging out here, but there's the possibility of you going to another chain and just kind of exploring some things over there. But and kind of doing the research, right, and kind of some of the stuff that you were telling me, you mentioned charity work, and can you kind of go more in depth on some of the charity work the Space Safe Society has done?
Yeah. So we've worked with a charity organization in Angel Alliance, the whole Angel Protocol. Previously, there were somebody that we got in connection with through Terra at the time. They've moved over. They're on Polygon. They're on Cosmos as well. My parents come from a third world country. My parents are first rate immigrants to the UK. And I see that when I go back over to my country, and I see what third world looks like and what people with nothing look like. And I thought, you know what, it's really what can I do with a platform that I have, and how can I give back? We did one of our collections as a charity mint. It was called the Buddies. There was no utility. We told everybody it was 69 stars at the time, which was somewhere like I think it was like $2 mint. It was a $2 mint, and all funds, 85% of the funds went to charity, and then 15% of it was going towards like the dev work that we had to get done. But the three charities that we support strongly, one is the Yamba Hearts, which is third world country. Yamba Heart work with housing and schools. They build housing in third world countries, different in Ghana, in different parts of Nigeria, Zambia. They raise funds, and they're building their protocol out there. And then second is the Yellow Boat, which is very close to me. When I heard the Yellow Boat story, Yellow Boat, they build boats. They were building little canoes. So you got to imagine. So try to put you what kind of the idea. So these kids having to not just walk to school, they have to swim across a riverbank. Put their bags in, put their books in a bag, swim across, and then get to a school. So these guys kind of went that thought, right, we can build boats. They built canoes, and as Yellow Boats got bigger, they start building schools now, and they're potentially looking at housing as well, and also like stuff like water wells. But yeah, the main idea was that they were trying to bridge people, kids that were that weren't having the educational opportunity, to give them that opportunity to do that. And then the third one is one that's very close to one of my council members in TIS. It is the Liberated Youth. Liberated Youth is a non-profit organization in America. They help with kids that have been affiliated with gangs, young juvenile children, trying to get them out of that gang lifestyle, giving them a different avenue to go down instead of being gang affiliated. All three are kind of very close to us, especially with the Liberated Youth being so close to home for one of our council members. It's his friend, is one of his best friends that runs the organization. And having to being able to see the youth that we're helping. Same with Tiz, he was previously a person that ran his own non-profit organization helping young kids. So it's been something that we've been able to give back to several different communities, show how Web3 can affect Web2. and how we can take stuff from Web3 and put it back into Web2. I guess it can go both ways. It's not always trying to onboard Web3. It's about looking at Web2. Um, it also, we had a mint from our sub community in CSAs, which is the Crown Space Apes. They did a charity mint for Yamba Hearts as well. And what was cool with them, they got kids from the Yamba Heart community to draw apes, and they use them as some of the images in the NFT. So you're buying images from the kids that were drawing them over from the Yamba Heart community.
No, that's amazing, and shout out to Tiz. Tiz is such a great guy. I've done a couple of spaces with Tiz, and can't say enough good thing about Tiz, man. Well, what the kind of things that he's doing and trying to with mental health and youth and everything like that. Just shout out to Tiz. Whenever he sees this, just want to give him a quick shout out. As far as with the Space Apes and everything like that, you guys are doing charity work, and you guys have so many things going on. But the Dead Apes, right? That's going to be on Polygon. Can you just kind of go over some of the perks you're gonna have on actually holding some of those Dead Apes?
So just to go back, it's going to be a limited runner collection. We've said most of the community it's a 3,333 mint. Potentially could go up to 3,500 because we've had so much. I guess a lot of people asking for a lot of whitelists, so we may consider maybe moving that up to a 3,500. But at the moment, it is 3,333. I guess the advantages of holding a Dead Ape is that you will be entering a community with a low barrier of entry, and seeing what you can earn in terms of rewards. We have also, I guess I've never mentioned, we run two validators on TSAS. So we own two of our own validators, one on Tori, one on Stargaze. Both of them validators, we run a raffle every month, with the rewards that come off our validators. It's a way to sustain the community. And what we did last month, I think, so every month we do roughly around $800 in USDC, to the community by holding each one of them NFTs. And that will be going also towards the Dead Apes, the stuff that we're doing for the Dead Apes. Right now, it's more about getting the community involved with the Dead Apes, potentially having the opportunity to win some of the NFTs that we have on the ordinal section, ordinal side of things. So there's so many different ways to kind of gain stuff from TSAS, from this free mint that we're doing. But yeah, those are the kind of guess the main areas to be looking at for a free mint. We have got something that we're doing with the trait rolls. I don't know even if I should be kind of covering some of this alpha points, but yeah, we're revamping our website at the moment. So you'll be able to stake your Dead Ape, earn rewards off your Dead Ape. And then we're doing something that we feel kind of everybody enjoys is that new mint feeling. So there's going to be seasonal drops. So I'm doing something where every 3 to 4 weeks you're going to have a seasonal pass where you get to upgrade your Dead Ape if you stake it, use the rewards. It's all going to be free. We're not going to put a price point on any of this. It's really about gaining the token through the staking, and then rolling for like seasonal traits. Like come Christmas, we're going to have Christmas traits. Come Halloween, we're going to have Halloween traits. So you can really kind of modify your Dead Ape to how you want it to look, with all trait rolls. And potentially we want to do that every every 3 to 4 weeks, and build new traits. Well, I guess that's the best thing about doing NFTs is minting. So if you can do that for a low barrier of entry and do it consistently, people will feel like they're taking part in the project. We've also working closely with a couple of other projects to build a few more things that I can't really kind of discuss right now, but there'll be more features coming in the Discord, where you'll be able to gain rewards, especially with also merchandising as well. And that's just something that we want to add because we feel like we want to reward people, different community members. So we are going to be doing a limited run of some merchandising, which it's not going to be a paid. It's going to be something that comes on the expense of TSAS and then given out to the community.
That's amazing. I love me some merch. I'm a sucker for merch, and like I said, You guys are coming. I know you guys are new and everything like that. I know you guys came in here. I mean, I'm not saying you're new to the whole Web3, but you're new to Polygon, right? And I know this is kind of like a kind of looking forward, right? I know you don't want to put your horse before the carriage or anything like that. Carriage before the horse, sorry. But what would you like to accomplish by the end of this year?
I think for us to establish a presence within the Polygon community, that'd probably be number one. Number two, a successful mint with Polygon. I guess those are the two strongest outlays for us at the moment: is building a strong community with a presence on Polygon, building our cross pollination between our Cosmos community and our Polygon community, and really kind of integrate in TSAS within Polygon. We're already kind of like we've set up with friends, with people from the Alpha community. We're close with Mr. Mint. We were lucky. A
Hmm.
lot of my community got a lot of whitelists for the Alpha when they first came out. They've made a nice profit off that. So we want to kind of give back to those communities. And for us, really, it's about building relationships. I think that's all you can ask for at this moment. It's a bear market. It's a tough time, navigating right now. We're potentially going to see some more uplift come next year. But right now, it's really forging those relationships for the good times to come round. And that's all I think TSAS wants. When we're just looking for to make those relationships with the drill clubs, the communities that already exist on Polygon, the natives, and then kind of potentially kind of show our vision moving forward.
That's great. Shout out Joe Club, shout out Mr. Mint. And before you go, and I know you're a busy guy, so I know you guys got a whole bunch of things you guys are trying to like get off and everything like that. But is there anything else you want to say? Is there any community members you want to shout out, or anybody you want to shout out in general?
Yeah, well, I've got to shout out all my council. So you've got OSB, he's like the glue to our council. You've got Poetic Math, he does a lot of the operation work. Ken, like I've already given his flowers, OSB. And then we've got Jared, who runs the community side of things, and serving as a doer. Both of them are doing an amazing job keeping the community engaged. Excuse me. Then we've got Sven, that's supporting on other areas. And I guess those are the shout outs. And then we've got people like Brandolph, family, Big Neil, and my Metaverse Johnny. They've all really kind of put an arm around me and helped me kind of move forward. Kind of gave me the right opportunities, got me into conversations that I wouldn't have even had the opportunity to go into, and give me kind of the tools to kind of show what TSAS is about. We have been, like I say, we've been here grinding for 18 months now, and like people are just getting to know what we're doing right in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, we've been here. We're a seasoned project. We've built a lot of stuff over the past 18 months, and we wanted to show that we're consistently building. We've never seen a bull market. We potentially want to see one in 2025. But yeah, building everything we can in the bear and kind of like reap those rewards in the bull, I guess. But yeah, those are the shout outs for us. Hopefully we can say there's more relationships that will bond in the future. But yeah, I guess those are the people that I'd love to shout out. I've said Randolph, family, everyone that's been kind of Polygon native that have been supporting us. But yeah, but I on a Trigon as well. Them guys have been really supportive towards
Yeah,
us.
no, they're great, and I appreciate you coming on. Like like my show, like how you guys are gonna do great. I hope to actually get a couple of white lists so I can get in there and if you can just kind of like look at my application. I put it put it kind of in, but no, I appreciate you, Cal. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Oh, just a shout out to EJ as well. He's been a super supporter of ours. We've been a supporter of his at the beginning as well. Yes, we will be reviewing the application forms. I can't give any answers right now. We have seen a massive influx, but we want as many people to apply. The idea is, like you say, reward the people that have been doing the hard work. And I know, Jarek, you've been putting a lot of hard work, and the content is amazing. It's engaging. And if we can give you an opportunity to be blessed with the 50 of the dead apes, then we'll do that.
Appreciate you, Khal. Thank you so much, guys. Go ahead and check out the Space Ape Society. All their socials will be pinned down here at the bottom. Of course, follow them on X2 as well. Follow me on X2, and if you like content like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, download, and I will see you guys around on the blockchain. Take care.